Pulse podcast for fans of Premier League football with a Nordic edge. Broadcast from Stockholm, Sweden, with your host, Neil Samaru, a long-time West Ham fan, and Barry O'Brien, a retro 80s Arsenal supporter. Hello, Barry, the man them. How you doing, brother?
Afternoon, mate. Afternoon. Good to see you. Good to be back.
Good to see you too. How's it going, man? Happy New Year, we should say.
Yeah, Happy New Year, right, of course. So we're on January the 6th today, aren't we? A cheeky little bank holiday in Sweden.
Yeah.
We needed more time off, didn't we, after so long after Christmas. It's the Epiphany. We could all do with
I was looking for that, actually. I was thinking, what's it called again now? Epiphany.
Yeah. Can't say I know the meaning behind it. Should do. Growing up as a Catholic Christian, right?
Something to do with Christ.
Yeah, something to do with Jesus being born.
Yeah,
but I'm sure we could quickly Google it. But let's not pretend. We pretended we know a lot about football, let alone pretending we know a lot about religious holidays, right?
Yeah, pretend on my part, definitely. Oh my gosh, as well.
Lots going on, mate. Lots going on, isn't it? This is coming January 6th, where there's a lot of managers been sacked or left over the last week. We'll come on to it, won't we? But today's agenda for everybody tuning in, we're going to do our usual Nordic player focus. As Neil said, we're based here in Stockholm, and the kind of theme of this podcast is to talk about the Premier League and highlight Nordic players that are plying their trade. Not always the main ones like the Haalands and the Jokereses, but to focus on some other ones as well.
Because there are loads out there, aren't there? You know,
there are loads, aren't there? Last count, what was it? Something 30 something, wasn't it? We spoke about once, playing all kinds of different clubs as well, right? From the Burnleys to the, as you say, the Man Cities and everywhere in between. Match week 20, a little bit of a review of what's been going on since we last were on air. So it was on air Sunday the 28th, you said, no? 28th of December. Yeah. We were on air last year. This is our first one, the 2026. Wow. Match week 21 preview. So coming up, starting with West Ham playing Nottingham Forest tonight. And we've got the FA Cup third round. So when the big guns enter the FA Cup, that's starting this weekend. And as mentioned, some new managers. Yeah, FA Cup time. Time to dream. Transfer window, new manager news, bit of trivia, and Neil's one-off feature, New Year's football resolutions, whatever that may be. I have no idea, but so I'm looking forward to that as well. So, starting off with the Nordic player focus, Yasin Ayari is our player of the week. Brighton Hove Albion. What's your thoughts on him? He's a local boy to us, right? He's from Solna. I was
Stockholm
doing a bit of
boy,
research. Yeah, he's a Stockholm boy. Yeah.
I can't remember where did he come from? Like, what youth team did he play in? Do you have that information up? Because I've been banging on about Ayari since last season. You know, he's only 21 or something like that, 21, 22. Starter for Sweden now, but
22. Yeah,
22, and he I don't know how long he's been at Brighton, but I think he made his debut for Brighton last season, and I was like really impressed. He's only a small guy, but very nippy. Really skillful, I should say, midfielder.
Yeah. Well, he's an I-Core guy. Funny enough, coming from Solna, not a big surprise. That's obviously where they're based. But he's been at Blackburn, Coventry before that as well. And so he's didn't make a lot of appearances, 13 each. So he was in the under 21s at Blackburn as well. So I-Core under 19s and Blackburn under 21s.
All right.
Coventry, then Blackburn, and then back to I-Core for a bit, and then to Brighton.
But that's kind of good, when you think about these young players, going to these other kind of teams like Blackburn and Coventry. Okay, not playing, but again, that experience of going to UK, playing in a different kind of level, different parts of the country, growing up a bit, maturing a bit, and understanding about what's football all about, isn't it? Abroad.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and featured him because he scored, didn't he? Over the weekend, and
who did he score?
Yeah, she said I've seen him. Burnley, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, to bring it. Yeah. You
tried to put me on the spot there, didn't you? See, do me research. But as you said, seen him. Obviously, he played against Arsenal recently as well, and he's pretty lively in that. But yeah, for the national team, he's looking good. As I said, he's only 22, so he's got a good long career ahead of him. But yeah, I think a real good asset to Brighton, who of course are playing Manchester City next as well. So hopefully he can do something against them. As a very biased Arsenal fan, I hope that he scores the winner.
Well, come on. As well, because we actually played Brighton on the, what was it, the 30th, I think it was, if I'm correct.
Yeah, if you want to get into, let's have a quick flick back. So Sunday the 28th, we had Sunderland 1, Leeds 1, Crystal Palace 0, Tottenham 1. And then on the Tuesday the 30th, as you said, we had Burnley 1, Newcastle 3, Chelsea 2, Bournemouth 2, Forest 0, Everton 2, then West Ham 2, Brighton 2, Arsenal 4, Villa 1, Man United 1, Wolves 1. What's your thoughts on that West Ham Brighton game then, mate? Another
Again,
early lead.
Can't keep hold on to a lead, isn't it? Ayari played in that as well. I can't say I was focused on watching Ayari, to be honest. I was like more concerned about the West Ham players. And
yeah,
yes, do you know what it is with West Ham? I've got this statistic. We've let in an average 2 goals a match this season so far.
Really?
2 goals.
Haven't you got this horror stat as well about like losses from winning positions or something as well?
And that as well, which is really crazy because we were up against Leeds, up against Aston Villa, leading against Brighton. But again, lucky to hold on to a draw, to be honest with you. So, yeah. So, but, glad that we didn't lose it. But a game you would have thought would have been nice to have got a win. And then obviously with the games following that, but which was to come on to later. But Arsenal, the big one.
Where's Kev today? Yeah, he didn't fancy coming on the podcast today to talk about that one, did he? He was quick to jump on when Villa beat us in the last minute with a lucky goal.
No. I invited him, mate, to gloat about the win. But yeah, mate, 4-1, bro. That was a statement, wasn't it? You could say by Arsenal.
It was a statement. Yeah,
I didn't watch it because it was the same time as the West Ham game, I think.
It was. Yeah, it was on. Time.
But yeah,
I did giving Kev a bit of banter as well. But yeah, we did, and Watkins scored late. It could have been 4-0, could have been even more, really. Yeah, really great home display by Arsenal. First half was, a little bit slower. I mean, it was 0-0 at half time, and then we scored. Forgotten, mate. Another little set piece FC. Gabriel Magalhaes header in it. Or aiming to header it. It kind of dropped. Martinez dropped it, didn't he? Have you seen it? Have you seen the highlights? They complained it was a free kick and all that. Yeah, business was nowhere near a free kick. Yeah, Magalhaes, Gabriel went for it and kind of headed it onto his knee pretty much, and in with a little bit of help from Martinez. But that got the ball rolling.
But the thing for me, when I look at the scorers, like I said, I didn't watch it. Zubamendi scoring, purchase. Trossard is on fire this season, and Gabriel Jesus is back from his injury and scored as well. So this is maybe, like, I was thinking about this, like a statement win for Arsenal against Villa, because obviously they're contenders or considered contenders.
Yeah,
but these are games that Arsenal could have slipped up previously.
Well, funny you mentioned that, because there was a sort of run of games where it was compared to last year where we dropped points. So as you saw, Villa was one of them. Brighton, Bournemouth. We didn't beat any of these teams in that run last year, and we've beaten them all this time. As I mentioned, Bournemouth as well. We'll come on to, but we went away there. We lost to them actually last season twice. Bournemouth.
That was the. Well, let's just talk about it now. So you guys beat them the other day.
3-2 away.
3-2 away. On Sunday the 3rd.
Yeah.
And I heard Rice 2 goals, good for my FPL fantasy league football team. He turned up, and they just said he was a bit of a masterclass. Just one of the best.
Yeah, he was.
Right now,
I mean, he missed the Villa game. He missed the Villa game because he was injured, some knee issues. So we obviously won that without him as well. And Yeah, he came back for the Bournemouth game away, which was quite a surprise actually. I thought he was going to be out again, but he came back and scored twice and was full of energy. Played the full 90 minutes, and yeah, it was a really good performance. Definitely going for our Player of the Year this year, and yeah, ultimately that's now left us 6 points clear at the top from both Aston Villa and Man City, because in that time period, Man City haven't won either. They drew 0-0 away to Sunderland and then drew 1-1 at home to Chelsea. So they're now 6 points behind us.
Barry, you said to me before the Sunderland Man City game, you said, difficult place to go. They're unbeaten up there. And I said, no, I think they're going to do it. And it was what was it, a 0-0 draw? Or was it 1-1?
Yeah, 0-0 draw.
0-0 draw. So you were right. Huh? See, this is what I mean. Teams like Sunderland doing really well this season.
Yeah.
Getting a draw against Man City. So that really hindered Man City's charge to the top of the league.
Yeah, definitely. And they've got, as I mentioned, they've got Brighton coming up as well. And we've got Liverpool on Thursday, and we'll come in to kind of preview some of the games. But Liverpool, another one who have been struggling. They drew 0-0 at home against Leeds. During that time period as well. And
sorry to interrupt, but again, Leeds, Sunderland, Leeds, these newly promoted teams. I mean, Leeds,
you're looking at Leeds, I guess, aren't you, as well, because their closeness to
to
West Ham. Yeah,
but they play good football, and they went to Liverpool and played the game, and it's the difference between these kind of clubs. But you see the effort they're putting in.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the fighting spirit.
Yep, they got the home draw against Man United as well on Sunday just gone. So Leeds are getting a few points here and there, aren't they? And Liverpool drew 2-2 away to Fulham with a apparent. I haven't seen the Fulham goal, but there was apparently an absolute banger of a last-minute equaliser, wasn't there? Have you seen it?
I can't remember if I see it. Was it Harvey? What's his name?
Reed was the guy. I don't know. Wilson.
Harry Wilson scored. I think I saw that.
The first one, yeah, and Reed's one on the 97th minute. I mean, Liverpool thought they'd won it because Gakpo scored in the 94th.
Again, fighting spirit, Barry. 94th minute, Liverpool, they're thinking, we've got this in the bag now. And then what does Fulham do? Get a goal in the 97th minute. Never give up, man.
No.
You never know what might happen.
Definitely. Never know what's going to happen.
That's what West Ham players need to learn a bit from other teams, just keep going for it, So great result for Fulham. And they've kind of...
Yeah, speaking of West Ham, mate, you gave Wolves a late Christmas present. The team that have never won all season got their first win. What happened there?
Barry, I have a few words to describe the West Ham performance, and I'll only use 3. And they won't be swear words either. The thing is, I've always told you this.
We said that three words because there was 3 goals against you.
Yeah, because
correlation. Or?
All right then, abysmal, embarrassing, and disastrous. And I have lots of other words to describe it, but those are the 3 words. Were
not family friendly ones.
Terrible performance by West Ham. And I've always told you this: if you're on a losing streak, or you haven't won away, or you haven't scored a goal, or just play West Ham. You kind of guaranteed it. And I have to say, I wasn't full of confidence going up to Wolves, but I would have thought, come on, if this is a game, you need to go up there and get points, right? This is the game you need to do it. They scored Wolves in the first 5 minutes of the game, and I was like, that's it. And then from there, that point onwards, West Ham just capitulated. I'm going to use that word as well. Terrible performance. No Paqueta or Todibo, which heavily affected the West Ham performance. But Kilman and Mavropanos, our defence, as I said earlier, on average, letting in 2 goals a game. Just not good enough, mate. Obviously, our fullbacks, they're at the African Cup of Nations.
I was going to ask you that. Are you noticing the difference? I mean, you're not exactly great with them, right?
But it hasn't been great all season, even with them.
Excuse me. No.
That's
what I mean. It's
just weak
it's kind of weird. Right. So just
go on.
Just having a look at the actual match stats, though, for that. Well, the West Ham overall possession, 67.2%. So you had a massive amount of possession.
But how many shots on target?
The ball out the back of the net.
How many shots on target?
0. And Wolves had 8. And you had 6 shots and they had 11. So you had no shots on target.
And they had 8 shots on target.
Total touches inside the opposition box, though, West Ham 25. So you were obviously getting close, but it just weren't getting the shots off. So it was a bit of a...
Didn't have their shooting boots on. Maybe that's why they've just recently bought 2 strikers. One of the new strikers was sitting on the bench, and he must have thought, "What have I done here?"
What have I got into?
Pablo Felipe, we bought from a small Portuguese club. We were 4th in the league. He scored 10 goals in 13 games or something like that. Bought it for like £20 million, 25 million euros. Sitting on the bench thinking, uh-oh. And anyway, thinking about that, then we bought this guy, Tati, which is his nickname. Now, you have to pardon me for my pronunciation. You can help me pronounce this. Castellanos.
Sounds a good effort.
I'll get it back. Tati for sure. And he actually joined us. I'm surprised he didn't jump ship. Just decided not to sign for West Ham. But I suppose a 4-year contract at Premier League was a nice payday for any player as well. So going back to what you said, touches in the box, no finishing touches. Can't finish the chances we have. But the defence needs to get sorted out, mate. I mean, it's a disaster.
I thought that was quite interesting that these first signings are 2 strikers, and this seems to have triggered the prospect of Callum Wilson, who I think has been quite good for you this season. He might leave. He's apparently dissatisfied with life under Nuno and wants a new challenge. He signed an incentivized 1-year deal, isn't he? But there's lots of kind of paper talk about losing support of the West Ham squad as morale deteriorates. I still think he's a good manager. I mean, he did well at Forest. He was good at Wolves back in the day. He had a bit of a dodgy spell at Tottenham, but I just think it's, speaking to other West Ham fans I know, talk about, and obviously what you say as well, it's the defence, isn't it? Is the core issue, and then it's it's really the structure at the club, the way that the money's being spent and not spent, and on who, and all that kind of thing. I mean, these 2 guys. I mean, the guy from Lazio. I mean, I don't know. Do you know anything about his background? I mean, I think
He's Argentinian.
Why has someone been allowed to leave Lazio? Or that's a massive club, right? I mean, he's not. He obviously, has he played much for them? Scored many goals?
Not really. I mean, he went from I can't remember the team before that, but he went from Girona when Girona had that really good season in Spain. That small club, went from there to Lazio. Probably hasn't got in a team. I think Sarri, the old Chelsea manager and the old Leeds manager. Is was he Chelsea manager? Is the manager at Lazio now. So maybe just doesn't fit in as well. So I think Nuno must just thought, what the heck happened on the other day against Wolves? I mean, like I said, we had our 3 young midfielders, and you need to show more fight and spirit. You need to make these tackles. I think Alan Shearer said, you got to not pull out of tackles. You got to make those tackles. You got to be more physical, and we just lack that physical presence. And it made me think also regarding how important Paqueta is, even though he's not been producing the goods, but how he is that kind of anchor in the midfield. Because I think that was left to Fernandes, and he tried, but the other players around him, I think Somerville didn't turn up. And I mentioned in a text message to you, I don't think Bowen should be captain, mate. And that's a very controversial thing for me to say, even though we love him, the goal scorer when we won the European Cup. And he's top player for us, top goal scorer.
Vase, mate. You won a vase. You didn't win the European Cup. But go on anyway.
European Cup. But I don't think when I'm thinking about this morning before the pod, think about people like Tony Adams and Roy Keane, these kind of captains with that kind of presence and not afraid to just open their mouth and tell the players, get it together. And he doesn't do that. And that was proven when Paqueta got sent off for two yellow cards when he was having to go at the referee. And
he should have dragged him away.
And stepped in. He didn't. And I think that for me was a perfect example of that. He's a good player, but is he captain material? Then again, who is captain material right now in a West Ham team as well? So who knows? Let's see with these 2 new strikers. Are they going to get us out of trouble? We need a defender. They're talking about Creswell from Toulouse, the young English lad who won the under 21s with England. 2025. Oh, mate.
Yeah, definitely need to shore that out, don't you?
Yeah.
But talking of managers with problems, do you want to start with Manchester United first and the sacking of Amorim? What's your thoughts?
Was that a shock for you when that happened? Or
yeah, I think so, because I think there's been more dips previously. Really, I thought he was kind of. I mean, they're not that bad in the league position, right? I mean,
they're
if you look
not,
at the,
and they picked up results, but they've drawn a number of games over the Christmas period. I think it is. We should have a look at their.
Yeah, they currently sit as sixth, and they're on 31 points, the same as Chelsea, who are in fifth. Liverpool,
Who
3 points
also
ahead.
sacked their manager, for those of you who
Yeah,
So Maresca's been sacked too. So
Maresca's
it's like,
gone.
ooh,
Yeah,
in a
but the
new year.
background, the trigger with Manchester United sacking Amorim was his kind of outburst, right? He spoke about not planning really to stick around much longer than the 18 months he had left on his contract. And they said, well, I think if that's your attitude, then you can go now, mate.
Yeah. Sling your rook.
And that happened pretty quickly. And then, as you said, sort of straight after, day or so, wasn't it? Maresca.
Was it the other way around though, mate? Wasn't it
Was it?
Maresca first?
Oh,
And
could have
then
been actually. I thought
Amorim.
perhaps it was. It was so close to each other, wasn't it? And yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe it was.
So Barry, mad.
Could Arne Slot be next? There was rumours floating around yesterday that he might be on the chopping block as well. That would be mad, wouldn't it?
You know, all these managers and coming in, and like I said, Amorim's been there for a year and a half. So has Maresca.
Yeah,
Won the European, the Super Club Cup, blah blah
yeah.
blah.
Club World Cup.
Won the European Cup as well last season. They're sitting in fifth, 31 points, 3 points behind Liverpool. But something obviously, again, they're not clicking because he was kind of critical about the Chelsea club as well, and the owners were like, not having this.
Yeah.
Open
There's a few rumours
criticism.
about him also sort of being lined up by Man City to take over from Pep if Pep steps down in the summer, isn't there? Have you heard those rumours?
Yeah, and Pep said they got to get ready for his departure at some point, whenever he
Yeah,
makes
find his
that.
replacement. Yeah, exactly.
Um,
Interesting
and it's
times.
for me, I did not expect that. Maresca one day, and then the following day or a couple of days later, Amorim. Two
Amorim,
big
yeah.
clubs, like you said, they kind of rejuvenated in a certain way. But there's something's not settling with them with regards the leadership, and I mean the senior management team and the board at these clubs, where they've just said, you know what, if you're going to have this kind of attitude or make these kind of public comments, we're not having it.
Yeah. Think it's anything to do, any kind of financial things, end of the year, like new year, anything,
I, t-
any skullduggery going on behind the scenes with
I just think, like I said, I think the board are just not going to tolerate managers of these big clubs talking the way they have been in the press. And so
yeah,
things obviously haven't been going smoothly
no,
anyway, behind the scenes. And like I said, they have been quite critical, Amarin especially,
yeah,
about the team, the squad, how they play. They need to do this. And then, like I said, coming out, I won't be staying after my contract is up in 18 months. And again, there was rumors about. I think Chelsea fans are kind of happy that Maresca has been sacked. I don't think the Chelsea fans are very happy with Maresca in the first place, and
very
maybe
inconsistent, haven't they,
yeah,
this season?
and I think the way they play as well. But Chelsea still have the youngest squad in
Yeah,
Premiership. They are only 3 points behind Champions League position. Kind of mad at Liverpool, even though with the ups and downs experienced this season. That,
yeah,
but you think fourth place Liverpool 34, Arsenal on 48,
yeah, massive gap, massive gap. Yeah,
massive.
it's starting. Just looking at the league, it's starting to separate a bit, isn't it? Got Villa in third place on 42, so they're well 8 points ahead of Liverpool, um, who are in
You guys have
fourth.
got a healthy lead now, mate.
We do.
Uh,
But just to wrap up on those managerial shifts, I saw a few rumours about Eddie Howe being linked to Manchester United, but I think he's saying he's quite happy at Newcastle. But Chelsea have appointed a new manager,
that's
kind of an
right.
in-house move from one of their partner clubs, Strasbourg. So tell us a bit about the new man stepping in at Chelsea.
The young Liam Rosenior, and this name sticks out for me because his dad Leroy Rosenior used to lead the Hammers attack, as we used to sing in the
back in the day.
Upton Park. So his dad was a striker for West Ham and actually played at Fulham, and we bought him from Fulham as well. So he started his playing career back in the early 2000s. And I think he made his debut for Hull, I think it was,
Right.
or something like that. Let me go back, have a look at it. Fulham, he started off at Fulham. No, Bristol City, then Fulham, then Reading, and then Hull. So he's had, and then Brighton.
Fulham man managing Chelsea.
And then he's had a successful, he's been, so he's played, hasn't had an illustrious Premiership career. He's been playing in lower league teams and so on. Then moved into coaching, where he was a coach at Derby under Philip Cuckoo, the Holland,
Dutch.
Dutch player. And then he was also assistant manager for Wayne Rooney when Rooney took over at Derby in 2021, around that time, 2019 with Cuckoo, and then 2021 with Rooney as well. So, and then Rooney came out in the press. It was a headline on the BBC, said he's a great coach. He learned a lot from him coaching wise, because Rooney said he was handling the day-to-day management of Derby, whereas Liam Rosenior took over kind of training and was really impressed by him and learnt a lot. He said Rooney as well.
Cool.
And then, as you said, goes on to Strasbourg last July. No, 2024.
Okay.
According to Wikipedia. And it's had a good stint there as Strasbourg manager. And I watched some clips actually, Barry, and I'll let you come in a moment. But the way they played, they said this type of football they play, this tiki-tack, one-touch football, mate, from the back into the midfield, and then boom to the striker. So maybe that's the kind of model that Chelsea are looking to implement. And like I said, Strasbourg is their parent. But he's only 41, another young manager. Is it another experiment? Will this one work for Chelsea?
Well, I said to you, didn't I, off air? Why would people do it? It seems like a bit of a poison chalice, isn't it?
However,
Chelsea, but
you're going to get these opportunities only once in your life, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I suppose that's it, isn't it? Yeah, as you say, it's an opportunity that you probably can't turn down, and also, I suppose, you need a certain confidence to think, well, actually, I can make a difference. But it's interesting talking about Strasbourg. So Ben Chilwell, remember the Chelsea left back? He's on loan there at the moment. Funny enough, I was seeing an interview with him where he's talking about living over there and enjoying life in that part of the world. And I wonder whether he'll get a kind of opportunity to come back to Chelsea if Rosenior's there. And he was talking about the England squad, of course, as well, which he's kind of done all right in, but he's pretty good left back at his time. But he got kind of crowded out. And the same thing's been said about Rashford now that Amarin's gone from United. Will Rashford get a chance? Well, he probably won't want to leave Barcelona, but he may well get a chance to come back to Man United.
And Rashford seems like he's thriving at Barcelona. He's scoring goals.
He's enjoying life there in the city and stuff, I think, from what I've heard.
But you can imagine, going...
cold Manchester.
I studied here, so I know what Manchester's like. A bit rainy, you could say. A bit grim up north, like, lad.
Yes.
And they go down to Barcelona or or living on a continent. It's a little bit different from Manchester. And that's the pull for like London. When I talk about these other strikers coming to West Ham, London is, one of the major capitals in the world. So the attractiveness of the city itself, not just necessarily the club, too. But be mad to see who United appoint, because they obviously just went, we've had enough.
Yeah.
But they haven't got anyone lined up, have they?
No, makes you think, doesn't it? I mean, who's out on the market and stuff as well at the moment? Yeah,
don't know.
Not a lot high profile. I mean, I would think they will probably go somebody from abroad again, won't they? But need a temporary solution as well, aren't they? Yeah, interesting times. Let's talk about the upcoming games then, because your mob, West Ham, is playing Forest tonight, aren't they? What's your thoughts on that? Any chance of 3 points?
So we drew against Brighton. So you think, okay, that's 1 point. lost in the last the final minutes of the game against Fulham at home. Okay, no points there. Play Wolves away. You think, come on, you need to pull out a result here. Got battered, embarrassing as I mentioned earlier, and now we got Forest who are what 4 points in front of us. No, how many points in front of us are they, Barry? You got the table up there. Um, so this is a must-win game.
Yeah, you're on 14. They're on 18.
Yeah, so 4 points.
It's funny when you frame it like that, actually, though, isn't it? Because that's 12 points that really could have been gained.
There for the taking, you could say, huh? If you turned up and they didn't turn up,
and you'd be up above Bournemouth actually if if you win tonight and you'd have won all those other ones, you'd be up sort of around 25. So
I don't think this is why Nuno is disappointed by the Wolves' performance and obviously losing the game from Ollie Scar's mistake against Fulham in the last 5 minutes of normal time against Fulham. But then you got to take your chances. We had chances against Fulham as well, but we didn't take them in the first half as well. It could have been 2-3-0 up, and they also had their chance as well, obviously, because our defence is a disaster. So I don't know, mate, to be honest with you. We will see.
Yeah, see what happens. Fingers crossed.
Maybe
these super strikers will come in and make an instant impact.
I remember, right, when we were struggling, and I remember when Redknapp was managing back in the day, when West Ham were playing at Upton Park, and I used to go watch them, and he brought in Hartson and Kitson. So the Suns, and they saved our season, actually. You had the big, little and large show, you could say, Hartson was quality player, again, got stuck in.
Yeah, we came from Arsenal, right? I think
we did.
Transfer from
we
Arsenal,
took it from Arsenal. And they were successful. We stayed up that season, rescued our season and so on. So will these guys do it? I think there's a lot more that needs to be done as well. But at least, West Ham have actually dipped into the transfer market early, which is very unusual for us.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
And obviously there are always the comments about getting rid of Moyes, like you said. But, there's other sides to that, which I've talked about on previous podcasts. So go back to listen to our old podcast and listen to some of the comments I've had about that as well. Because you sent me that text.
Yeah, just winding you up. 20 reasons why David Moyes shouldn't be West Ham manager anymore. I think in some of the early ones. But I don't think you want him back, even though he's kind of doing okay at Everton, isn't he? But
never.
Other games. Bournemouth at home to Spurs. Sorry.
So I was going to, like you said, move on to the games tomorrow. And there's tons of them.
Yeah, Bournemouth home to Spurs, Brentford home to Sunderland, Crystal Palace at home to Aston Villa, Everton v Wolves, Fulham v Chelsea, nice little local derby there. Man City at home to Brighton, as we discussed. Burnley at home to Man United, managerless Manchester United, local derby there as well. And Newcastle at home to Leeds. Any thoughts or predictions on any of them?
Not really. I mean, we could go on about each game, but looking at it, could they get another win away? Sunderland are doing really well. Aston Villa need to win. Everton against Wolves again. They're going to probably Fulham. For me, not really. I think be interested to do my pools, strip tip set, and see what predictions. For me, it's the game on Thursday. And then Arsenal versus Liverpool. That's the one I'm looking forward to, mate.
Yeah. What about Brighton, Man City? Do you think Brighton can get anything out of that game against City?
You never know with City at the moment, do you? But Brighton, like I said, when they turn up, they're a good team, so they could do. I always go with Man City. I always say Man City are going to win, and then recently they've drawn both games. So I don't know. Huh? It's one of those things with Man City this season. Went on this massive winning streak, just like Villa, and then suddenly the form dipped slightly. But you're definitely hoping for something to happen there from a Brighton.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be nice to Brighton to get a draw or something. But no, I'm not expecting too much. I think Man City will win that one at home. I can't see them drawing 2 games at home in a row.
But Arsenal at home.
Liverpool, looking forward to
that. Do you reckon Liverpool got anything they can offer? Any resistance to Arsenal? Or are you just going to keep rolling on, Barry?
I think we will keep rolling on. I think it may. It's not going to be a spanking, but
not going to be one of your 7-0, sir.
No, maybe 4 or 5. 1. No, I think more like a 2-1 or a 3-1. I think.
Yeah.
Ekatike Gay, I think, is potentially injured.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing pretty good on injuries for once at the moment. Still got Calafiori, the first choice left back, is unlikely as it stands at the moment to play, but we're ready on Tuesday, so you never know. But no, I'm very confident. Obviously at home, we haven't lost all season. I don't expect us to start losing now either. I think Liverpool's defence is still very shaky. So yeah, very confident. So I'm predicting a 3-1 for that. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I think Arsenal are going to win. Not 4-5-0 though, or 4-5-1. But you never know. You never know. It could be a big score for Arsenal, but I think you should win that. And I think the confidence in the Arsenal squad at the moment, right now, looking at the table, must be sky high, mate. To be honest with you, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, definitely.
And I think having players like Rice and now they must be looking at the season, and go, right, boys. And again, about the fight in the spirit in the squad, it must be extremely high right now for Arsenal. To be honest with you, as well as with the
Yeah,
supporters, as well.
yeah,
So
definitely.
I think Arsenal win that.
Yeah, I
Moving
hear.
on then.
Yeah, then on to the FA Cup third round weekend. We've got Nottingham Forest playing away to TV Stars Wrexham on Friday evening. Going to be an interesting one. And Saturday's where the bulk of the games are. And that includes your mob, I think, doesn't it? Are you
No, we
playing? You
play
play Sunday.
Sunday against
Play
QPR.
Sunday. So from the Prem, we've got all-prem tie Everton, Sunderland.
Yep.
Got Palace away to Macclesfield. Wolves at home to Shrewsbury Town. We've got Burnley at home to Millwall, and Fulham at home to Middlesbrough. Man City versus Exeter City. I mean, great for Exeter, but
Yeah, isn't it?
why Man City getting such an easy draw?
Big,
And
exactly. Big payday for Exeter, though, isn't it?
yeah, definitely. Good luck to them. Then another all-prem match. You've got Newcastle Bournemouth. So one of them big boys are going to go out.
Definitely be
And
going out.
Brentford away to Sheffield Wednesday. And another one, Tottenham against
Tottenham Villa.
Villa. So one of the big boys there. And then Charlton at home to Chelsea. So that's quite a nice draw for Charlton.
So, dude, there's 3 all Premiership ties on the Saturday. So 3 Premiership clubs will go out.
Yeah.
The FA Cup in the third round, which makes it kind of juicy
Yeah.
as well. And then
then Sunday, we're way down on the south coast to Portsmouth. Big shout out to our old friend Simon, who we haven't seen for a while because he's basically drowning in hearts and flowers, isn't he, with his new lady?
Love
That
that.
new now, but he don't come out no more, basically, does he?
Nah.
He's a Pompey fan, isn't he?
Yes. I've got a mate who lives down in Portsmouth area as well, a couple of mates, but one's a Tottenham fan and the other's a Palace fan, so they'll beat the. Well, maybe they'll probably be cheering on Portsmouth actually as against Arsenal.
Yeah, I bet they are. Leeds are away to Derby as well. And what else we've got? We've got West Ham, home to QPR. Manchester United. It's another all-prem tie there. Man U versus Brighton.
All Premiership clubs could be out of the.
Yeah, well, definitely will be, and possibly you guys as well when QPR beat you.
Yep. Again, like I said, I'm not hoping for much. And then on the Monday, they got the
Monday, Liverpool Barnsley.
Yeah, as well. So
lots of upcoming action. But do you fancy West Ham to beat QPR at home? Should be all
could
right.
this be our season? We get relegated but win the FA Cup.
That's what football's about, mate.
Yeah,
Dreaming.
dreams as well. That's what I need to start doing. Start dreaming as well. But coming on to dreaming and about like will West Ham blah blah blah. Do you want to hear about my New Year's football resolution?
Yeah, go on then. What's it? I'm intrigued about this. What
I
is
am not going to get so emotionally involved with the West Ham games the rest of this season. I know we're football fans and fan is short for fanatic.
Yeah.
I can't do it, mate. It's like, it's like hurting this season. So I need to find ways to detach myself emotionally from how disastrous. I need to look on the lighter side of life.
Perhaps you need to get yourself one of these Fitbits or something where you can monitor your heart rate, and as soon as it starts going over a certain level, you just switch off the TV. Otherwise, you're likely to have a heart attack.
The other day I joked to you,
Your
like when it gets
wife
to
and
the
kids
Wolves
wouldn't
game,
appreciate.
when I said to you that I'm going to turn off, I'm going to start cooking dinner. I didn't,
Yeah,
obviously, because
yeah,
I'm
yeah. I
like
did think
that.
you'd sulked off. I called you a plastic fan, didn't I? Because
Yeah, I can't. I
sounded
can't.
like you hissy fitted off and right. I'm going to make
Well,
some
would
people
you
toast
not though, losing 3-0 to
to
Wolves?
Wolves.
Like seriously,
It's been a
as well.
brilliant comeback.
So well, not the way we play. So that's what I thought to myself. Right, okay, for this year, Neil, don't get so emotionally involved. I'll
Mm.
try not to.
And you gave me a taster saying that you asked me if I had any football
Yeah,
New Year's resolutions, but I couldn't really think of any. You put me on the spot, but you said you had one for me, so
I
I'm
got one for
intrigued.
you. New
Go
Year's
on
resolution. Stop saying Arsenal are going to win like 4-5-7-0 or
then.
stuff. Stop
What
predicting
four?
these
So say
black,
4-1 like we did against Villa then.
yeah, like 7-0 or something. Stop over
All right.
exaggerating Arsenal's
So
score lines.
be more realistic about my predictions
Oh,
for
dear.
Arsenal. Okay. No, that's fair. That's a fair comment. I'll tone it down a little bit.
Right.
But again, you never know, right? You
You
never
never
know.
know, huh? You never know.
No,
Dodgy corners, set piece, FC, as you said as
exactly.
well.
Yeah.
So, mate,
Do you want your
trivia.
little trivia question? It's your time to be put under the spotlight.
So
Are you
again,
ready?
for you listeners, new listeners and watchers, viewers on YouTube out there, our weekly kind of, or one of our features on the episode is a trivia question each week for one another. I've not been very successful so far this, so far in this segment, but let's have a go.
You set me up a tap in a couple of weeks ago, didn't you? You were talking
Yeah,
about goalkeepers and records and stuff.
clean
Peter
sheets and stuff
Schmeichel.
like that.
Yeah, clean sheet. Exactly. Right, I've got one for you. So you mentioned him earlier, the father of the new Chelsea manager, Leroy Rosenior. How many league appearances did he make for West Ham United between 1988 and 1992? Was it 68? Was it 91? Or was it 51?
Say it,
No,
68?
no cheating.
No, I'm not. 68,
Yeah,
91, and what?
51.
51. 91.
It was in the league just 51.
Hmm.
51 league games and 16 cup appearances. I don't know if he was he a bit of a sick note or something?
He got injured, I think, from memory as well. Like I said, this
Mm.
year I used to go and watch West Ham a lot up at Upton Park as well. So, he did really well in his
How
first
many
season.
goals do you think he scored in those appearances?
20 something.
19.
Yeah, see, that was close. Uh, but again, the crucial goals he was scoring for us as well, and a
Mm.
well liked figure at Upton Park as well. Like nice character, and again, big lad, put it about. Need to have more of that.
Bit of elbows on right, was it?
Get stuck in. That's
Yeah.
what you need to do. Football is so different these days, though, isn't it, mate?
Well, not according to you. When we go up for our corners, you think we were
Dodgy.
still in, you think we were still in the 80s, the way
Oh,
that you talk
mate.
about Arsenal's tactics when it comes to corners.
I,
But
I know we're coming to the end of the show, and I don't want to bring this up, but it was ridiculous the other day against, I can't remember which game it was, but when Paqueta got a foul against him, which has led to a penalty for Brighton. And there was something similar that happened. And I think obviously the TV cameras picked it up and they were
right,
replaying it and they were obviously discussing it. How can that be a penalty? And then
yeah,
this one, another game, not be a penalty. I mean, like I said,
mm,
going back to the consistency of refereeing and what they're looking
yeah,
at
it's
and so on.
terrible. Yeah,
It is terrible as well. But good trivia question. Thank you for that.
you're welcome, mate. All very
Nice one.
relevant as well. Good show. So thanks everybody for tuning in, and we will catch you on the next episode very soon. Enjoy your football in the week ahead. Cheers, Neil.
Cheers, Barry. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.